While staying then with the Office of the Public Protector, Advocate Dali Mpofu has told Parliament's impeachment hearings that suspended Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane is being persecuted for her stance on the Reserve Bank's mandate. He made the comments while cross-examining the officer's former investigator, Tebogo Kekana. Our reporter, Athi Mtongana, has been following those proceedings live for us in Cape Town. So, Athi, while we know that the suspension of Advocate Mkhwebane, at least if you listen to what she has to say, very much being linked to this investigation into Phala Phala at the President's farm, but I suppose today's update from the Acting Public Protector, an indication that the office is dedicated to really getting to the bottom of what has happened there.
Yes, Kathy, you will recall that the EFF's Julius Malema made those remarks during their press briefing not so long ago, where he mentioned that the suspension of Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane came at the back of her sending those questions to President Cyril Ramaphosa regarding the Phala Phala farm robbery. But now, of course, the Acting Public Protector saying that they will be subpoenaing the President for failing to meet the deadline. We know that the issue of the suspension of Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane was discussed during the beginning of these hearings that are currently taking place now before Parliament. And as I speak to you right now, the MPs are now questioning the third witness, Mr. Tebogo Kekana, who is now basically giving his side of the story, basically telling the MPs his version and what he deposed in an affidavit where he claims that there was misconduct in the office of the Public Protector. But when he was cross-examined by Advocate Dali Mpofu, Advocate Mpofu made claims saying that this particular witness, who's a former senior investigator in the office of the Public Protector, is a disgruntled former employee. He was actually reluctant to come and appear before the Section 194 committee, citing that he might not recall exactly what transpired in the investigations that he was involved in. You will recall that some of the charges that are implicating the Public Protector and that have landed her before the Section 194 committee are as a result of the investigations that they conducted regarding the Fred Dairy Farm report, as well as the South African Reserve Bank report. And also, Kathy, some of the charges that are leveled against the Public Protector are allegations of misconduct, where she reportedly mistreated some of the staff members within the office of the Public Protector. But I want us to listen to what the witness said with regards to the Fred Dairy Farm report, because he has maintained his version, saying that he was instructed to remove politicians, political office bearers, from being implicated in adverse findings regarding the investigations that they compiled for the Fred Dairy Farm report.
In one of the draft reports that I saw, there were findings around political office bearers, and those findings related to, if I remember, I can't specifically remember the specific findings in those drafts, but I remember, Chair, that the political office bearers knew about the irregularities that were happening in the project.
The issue of the Gupta leaks also came up today, Kathy, and I'd like us to listen to what Tebogo Kekana had to say.
In regards to the instructions, Chair, relating to the Gupta leaks, Chair, and again relating to findings against politicians, Chair, we only got the instructions from Mr. Ndo, and those instructions never came personally from the PP.
In most of these instances, Kathy, the witness is claiming that the instructions did not directly come from the public protector but came through his senior at the time, Mr. No. But also, Kathy, the issue of the meetings that transpired within the Office of the Public Protector regarding the State Security Agency, as well as that meeting with the former President Jacob Zuma, which the independent panel found that the Public Protector did not disclose, was a subject of discussion today. So I'd like us to listen to what Kekana had to say.
I think the last question was the collective effort to remove things in the report and who was involved in that. In that meeting of the 8th of February, the people who were involved in the removal was in that meeting, or who were there, was the PP, Mr. Nemasisi, Mr. Ndichenerai Dani, Mr. Muntu Sitole, and myself.
In the meeting with the State Security Agency, Mr. Kekana claims that that particular meeting he was instructed first not to record the meeting, and secondly not to take notes as he began scribing down what was transpiring in that meeting. And yesterday and even today we heard from Advocate Dali Mpofu saying that meeting was a meeting of exchanging pleasantries and that it wasn't in fact a formal meeting. Mr. Advocate Dali Mpofu then had his opportunity to conclude his cross-examination of this third witness. We are now having the witness being cross-examined by the MPs, where they are now posing their questions to get clarity with regards to some of the issues that he deposed in that affidavit. I must also point out, Kathy, that when he deposed of that affidavit, he sent it to the presidency as well as the National Assembly, and also the issue of the recommendation to have the Constitution amended, to have the Reserve Bank nationalized, was once again an issue that was discussed in this meeting, where we heard Mr. Kekana saying that the recommendation came from the State Security Agency and that the idea overall came from the Public Protector. Now you're having MPs question him on some of these claims that he made, saying that is it ordinary for a department that's implicated in investigations to actually come out with the wording of the recommendations? And so he's responding to those questions currently.
All right, Athi Mtongana, we'll leave it there for today. And of course, that inquiry continues in Parliament.